EMOM training, or training with every minute on the minute, can be an effective way for improving proficiency, power and performance, strength, and building muscle while saving you a lot of time and energy, but only if you know how to use it in the appropriate ways. So welcome back to my YouTube channel, my friend. I'm Matt Schifferly with a video to help you train smarter and more effectively. And today we're talking about using our timers on our phone or even just watching the clock and setting a timer to go off or beep at every minute on the minute. And that's basically the premise of EMOM training. It beeps, you do whatever kind of exercise you're doing for a certain amount of workload, and then you rest for the rest of that minute, and then it beeps again, and you continue doing the same thing. It's a form of density training, so it keeps you focused, and keeps you on point. It's like kind of having a little coach on your shoulder saying, okay, go, and not just waiting endlessly, doom scrolling, getting distracted. So the first type of stimuli that you can use with EMOM training is for proficiency, performance, functional ability. Strength will fit into this as well because strength is a form of skill. So usually the way that this is programmed is you have your minute, and when it beeps, you practice whatever it is you're trying to do. Let's say you're trying to practice handstands, for example. You hold a 10-second handstand. So it beeps, you hold a 10-second handstand, you're done, you rest for the rest of the minute, beeps again, and you go. Typically with this, you're using the same exercise, the same amount of work and duration with plenty of rest, so you're not trying to cram a ton of exercise into that minute, so that way you still stay relatively fresh, so you can apply as much strength, power, stability, or whatever skill and functionality you're trying to improve upon with lots of practice. The other stimulus is, of course, building muscle. And for this, you don't want to be too terribly fresh for it. You're trying to challenge your muscular work capacity, bring you to a point of muscular, not so much failure, but just really pushing into that red zone until the muscle's good and burned out. And so for this, typically what happens is on the first minute, you do one repetition or a short duration of time for that exercise. On the second minute, you do 2 repetitions. Third minute, 3 repetitions, so on. So you're constantly giving yourself more work while shortening the rest period until eventually you're just burning out and you reach the end of your ability to use that exercise, and then you're done. This type of training also gives you a little bit more of a warm-up period into it, because the first minute, let's say you're doing pull-ups, you're like, okay, yeah, 1 pull-up, easy. 2 minutes, okay, 2 pull-ups, no big deal. So it's a nice, gentle ramp-up, kind of a built-in warm-up period, but you hit that wall pretty darn quick after 4 or 5 minutes, so you've gotten a good amount of volume in while creating the stimulus you want very quickly. And you certainly can create a muscle-building stimulus without increasing repetitions. If you do like 5 pull-ups every minute on the minute and never increase it, you're eventually going to get to that point where you are challenging your work capacity and burning out the muscle. It's just going to take a lot longer and probably not the most efficient use of your time. And lastly, don't be dogmatic about the minute. You can certainly modify that a little bit. So you're going to say, okay, I'm going to do this for instead of every minute on the minute, but every 90 seconds or a minute and 15, which can be very handy, especially if the exercise or the skill you're practicing is a little more taxing. You want a little bit more rest because you feel like you're burning out too fast, then break free of that minute and do it a minute and 20 and minute and 30 and so on. So you get a little more rest, you can get some more practice in, because once you start to feel like you're burning out on the practice sessions or on the hypertrophy sessions, then you're done. There's no sense in just driving yourself into the ground with exhaustion. Have you used EMOM training in your own workouts? We'd love to hear from your experience down below in the comments section. What tips and advices can you share with us here at the RDP community? We'd love to hear from you. More videos here. Best of luck in your workouts this week. Till then, be fit and live free.